Welcome, everyone. This is Kathy Mason from Conscious Business Zone and Mason Works, and I'm here today with Zoilita Grant. Hi, Zoilita.
Hi, Kathy.
Hi, I'm so glad to introduce you to everybody. And we'll wait a few minutes and see if, people start coming on because it's Facebook Live, as you know. So the reason I'm so excited to introduce you to Zoilita is that I met her a long, long time ago when I was doing a bunch of work with David Pazikoff. And
Uh-huh.
David Pazikoff does body alignment with Jeff Levine. And I haven't talked to him in a while, too. I need to call him. But anyway, I think he was teaching at some of your classes because you have this amazing university to teach people hypnotherapy, correct?
Well, it's actually closed now, but it
Oh,
was a private occupational school where I certified people to be hypnotherapists and coaches.
oh, okay. Well, so his part of it was the body part. So
Yeah, the body alignment training.
right. So your body, mind, and spirit. That's perfect.
Yes.
That's perfect. Well, so Lita, today what I wanted to talk about is something that I found very, very important and missing in so many of the trainings that are out there. And the subject that we're talking about today is about mindset. And mindset, the reason I'm interested is that I do a class called Mindful Marketing Magnetism, and which gives people their whole divine mission and how to plan it out, how to implement it. But
Mhm.
they have to get from where they are to where they're gonna be. And mindset is the missing piece, I think.
Mindset is really everything. It's like a channel. Your mind is like a cable TV system. And just like you can't get PBS on Fox News, you can't get success unless you have the mindset for success.
So how did you develop this process? Because you have a unique process that works with your subconscious and your conscious mind, correct?
Correct. I first became really convinced of the importance of the power of your mind when I was 16 years old and I weighed 285 pounds.
I didn't know
I'm 5'2",
that.
so I look kind of like a beach ball. So my grandmother, who lived in Berkeley, was pretty convinced that hypnosis would be something that would really help me. So we went to the University of California library and we took out all the books on hypnosis. And together we hypnotized me to lose 155 pounds in
Oh,
a year.
golly, that's fantastic.
It changed my life because I really felt that if I went to college with all that weight on my body, I'd be stuck in that experience with my body all my life.
Right.
So I learned the power of the mind there. And, I went on and later got degrees in clinical psychology and a master's in social work and marriage and family therapy, did therapy for a long time, did school for a long time. And in 2008, I outgrew therapy. For me, it was no longer the model I wanted to work with people. I like relationships that are equal, that acknowledge the power in you, the client, to be able to transform your life. And so I closed my professional psychotherapy practice and I became a coach.
Wonderful.
And I
Well,
love it.
that's a rare offering to have someone of your experience to guide you. That's really incredible. I didn't realize all of your background. That's fantastic. So you still do some hypnotherapy with
I
your
don't do any therapy.
oh,
I helped create a new profession called hypnotic coaching,
okay.
which is an accredited and accepted profession now. And it is the non-therapeutic use of hypnosis to help people achieve goals.
Wow, that's fantastic. And so how do people work with you? Do they work on a monthly sessions or?
So I have different programs, and I am primarily a business coach. I do some life coaching, but my real area of expertise is in helping small business owners get rid of the underlying subconscious blocks and to get themselves totally programmed for success. And then I help them use the power of their mind and also really practical skills. Because in my adventures in life, I got to be the CEO of 2 nonprofits for a total of about 8 years. And so I have that background that really helps me to train people to be effective CEOs of their businesses.
That's fantastic. So, I had a wonderful conversation with one of my customers yesterday, who is an MD and a qigong master, and
Mm-hmm.
his resume is 3 pages long, front and back.
Wow.
I mean, he's amazing. And I asked him because you and I had talked about mindset. I was like, how did you do that? Because he did it all by determination, really. And I said, can you teach that? And he said what he did is he just kept telling himself he was victorious. And
Wow, that's great.
yeah, but he's a rare person that can work through their subconscious blocks just by telling themselves a different story. Is that correct? Is that
It
what?
is it is very rare because primarily most people have a lot of emotional content. Okay, the more completely rational you are, the easier it is to do that. But when our emotions come up, they override logic. And so getting into the subconscious and healing those emotional wounds is really transformative. But our self-talk, and it sounds like he had an excellent habit of self-talk.
Right.
Self-talk is one of the most effective motivational tools we can ever have.
That is fantastic. Well, so what is mindset then to you? What does that mean to you?
So mindset is like a channel that your mind has been programmed on. And it comes with assumptions, it comes with beliefs, it comes with certain kinds of attitudes, and they really affect your ability to work in the world. You know, Kathy, for years people have been saying you create your reality.
Right.
And what that means to me is we create our reality by 2 things. One is our systems of belief, what we believe reality is about,
Right.
and the other is our habits of living. And our habits of living really come from that area of mindset. And so the more that we can actually create habits of living that are positive, supportive, and successful, the more we can get what we want in the world.
That's perfect. And I think as a small business owner like myself, I've been doing this for 19 years. There's lots of times where you just have to pull yourself up by your bootstraps and go do it. There's
Yeah,
no one to whine to.
you're
Or if
absolutely
you do,
right.
that doesn't help you at all. So the idea of changing your mind. But so Lita, the thing that's different about you, I think, than most coaches is the way that you work with heart. I mean, you're talking about something very logical and linear, but you're in your heart as you're speaking right now. And that's one of the things that attracted me to want to know more about what you're doing, because you're very nurturing in the way that you do it. It's not just accountability, it's accountability with heart. Would you agree?
I think absolutely. And I consider that to be one of my most positive strengths is that I feel like I have the ability to make a heart to heart connection with my client
Uh-huh.
and to be the lighthouse in their life, to hold their highest potential,
That's
and to
beautiful.
use that connection with heart and with spirit, to use their great mind capacity to really create what they want in the world.
Well, I'd love to ask, do you have any tips for us for how to use mindset or how to tap into mindset?
So I think this is one of the most important things that I can ever share. And it's very easy and it's very effective. The first thing you need to do is give up the 3 C's. And the 3 C's are complaining, comparing, and criticizing. Okay, just drop those characteristics. And then embrace the 3 M's.
Okay.
And the 3 M's are: maximize your mind power. Your mind is 85% subconscious, 15% conscious. When the subconscious and the conscious mind disagree, the subconscious always wins. It cheats. It gives you insomnia. It has you pick up the bad habits like the addictions. It creates denial, but it always wins. When you line up your subconscious and your conscious mind, you unleash peak performance.
That's wonderful. So I do have a question about the subconscious mind, um, because it appears that now, at least in my perspective, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to explain this very well, but it seems like we've all been conditioned to live in a box. And it really feels like the box sides have fallen down. And we're in this pure potential time period. And so I'd love to get your feeling on, is the subconscious how you get to open to that pure potential?
So I think the subconscious is one of the most direct connection to the superconscious. Okay, the superconscious, God, the universe, universal mind, spirit, whatever we want to call it, we are inhibited by connecting it with our conscious mind because of all of our ideas, opinions, and judgments. When we get out of our conscious mind and get to that subconscious connection, it's almost a direct communication with source energy.
Wonderful. Yeah, and that's where I like to be as much as possible, because it seems like the information is so clear and so usable for me.
Definitely.
Zach Bergen is here, and he said, Zoilita, welcome. So what do you think the key is to facilitation for others in terms of your approach? Given the 3 C's, it seems a lot like cognitive and redirecting your thoughts by self-monitoring. I figured it out for myself, yet I've taught at a local university and found facilitating others to be a fertile ground for growth.
So, what is his question? What is the best
How
way to do that?
to facilitation for others in terms of your approach?
So, one of the things that I really facilitate with my client is their own direct connection to source. Now, that connection to source is going to open you to universal truth, but it's not going to teach you skills and abilities that you need in real world action to be able to create your dreams. So I use this unique combination of being very, very spiritually orientated and incredibly practical to be able to take that person from where they want to be. I mean, from where they are until where they want to be.
And that's why I contacted you, is that I feel that in my process, that's the missing piece, because there's still, when I show someone, and it's not me, it's their higher self coming through me, showing them their best path, their best timeline to follow.
Mhm.
But the difference between here and there, even though you can map it out, there's still that underwriting information that's, because otherwise they would have already done it.
Yes.
It's not that they aren't spiritual or they can't touch, they can't see, they aren't being guided, but they're thoughts that are restricting them from seeing the full picture, which is what I was calling the box. I mean, I come up with all these words because I don't have words for half of it. But I really think that this is the missing piece for almost all of the beings that are here to do conscious business. It's really,
I think you're absolutely right. And it's because of the fact that there is programming in the subconscious mind that is created by the experiences of growing up. Okay, 92% of us grew up in dysfunctional families.
yeah, think.
Yeah. So that means that
That's
programming in the subconscious is self-defeating and self-sabotaging. So no matter how good the cognitive vision is, that emotional stuff is going to seep up until it's cleared out of the way.
perfect. Perfect. So Zoilita, Zach also asked a connection to source, of course. Yet, how do you facilitate that? That's the secret sauce. So you describe what, yet not how. Thanks for the attempted answer. It's all just a fun space for learning. So
So
this is
how
the best.
the
Keeping
how is state the intention,
okay.
raise the vibrational frequency. One of the easiest ways to raise vibration is through colors of the rainbow or through sound patterns, particularly sound patterns that involve Tibetan bowls, Atlantean bowls. Okay, those raise your vibrational frequency. As your vibrational frequency comes to a higher level, your capacity to see into other realms increases. Those other realms exist simultaneously, but most of us have too much base energy to be able to see higher frequencies. Okay, so set intention, raise vibration, and then clear blocks out of the way and do some shamanic journeying. Okay, go on a journey to find a true spiritual guide. Go on a journey to connect to the soul.
So I bought one of your, well, first of all, you did a wonderful session for me. Thank you very much. And then I bought a couple of your recordings. And what I'm finding so fun is that you sound just like that. Right now, I'm like almost ready to go into phase.
Yes, well, let's save some time and do a little empowerment process.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, we should. That would be great. So the other thing I would love for you to share is about your offering of this Habits for Success class. I want to show the URL here and let people know that there is, this is not pre-recorded, it's live, correct?
Right.
Okay, can you tell us a little bit about it?
So I have a wonderful opportunity to give a class for the Longmont Chamber of Commerce. It will be held at the Chamber of Commerce office. It is free to Chamber of Commerce members. People outside, I think, pay $30. It's on July 16th, which is a Tuesday, from 10 to 12.
Okay.
And in that class, I am going to teach and train what are the habits of success, how do you instill them, and how do you cultivate them. I did also, when we have a moment, Kathy, want to get back to the 3 M's, because I only talked about the first one, which is maximize your mind.
Sure. Well, we can talk about this class again later too, if you'd like. Or, so if people aren't in Longmont, is there any way to see it
It
online?
will be videotaped
Okay,
by the Longmont Public Asset Access TV channel,
cool.
which I think is called Channel 8. And they will do some editing of it, and then they'll put it out on the airways so that people can watch it for free.
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful. So Lita, is this very similar to what you do when you do your coaching one-on-one? You work on
So I
the
have new
mindset?
coaching programs that I'm going to unveil at this training.
Okay,
And these coaching programs will be 6 months long.
okay,
They are business coaching programs, and they're called the Roadmap to Success.
okay.
There will be a bronze level, which is your basic coaching practice. It will include a discovery session. It'll include a 2-hour planning session to create a business plan. And it will create follow-up training and support and sessions for a period of 6 months. And then each level, the silver level, has more things involved, more one-to-one time. And then the gold level has weekly one-to-one plus access to all of my business mastery classes, which begin in the fall.
Wow. Okay. So is that on the Mindset for Success website? Is that
It
going
is. All the classes are on the
Okay,
Mindset
so
for
I'll put this
Success.
up again so everyone can see it. And I want you to know Jade Rader's here, and she says aloha. Great to see
Hi.
you. And then she says aloha to me too. So wonderful to see you two together. So
Thank you.
nice. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And Zach has more if you want. Do you want?
Okay.
Do you want some more? Okay. And then we'll get back to your other M's. I'm sorry about that, but okay. It says thanks. It sounds like cognitive work where you set the intention. The love part seems to come from the spiritual side. So that combination is key, I think. Most clinical practitioners don't seem adept at that, and it's the rare loving therapist that combines the rational and spiritual. Oh, and we are our own guide. We need not look outside ourselves. Empowering others is the real stuff so they may realize they had the answer all along, the ruby slippers. So,
Yes.
and that's really why that's why I'm doing Conscious Business Zone, and why I wanted you here is my life mission is to help as many people wake up to their divinity. And you guys, this is an important piece of it. This is a piece where you get to change those release a lot of the traumas that you've had that somehow were imprinted. I don't know how, it doesn't even matter how, but were imprinted in your childhood that are keeping you from fully being actualized now, because we need you to be actualized now. And if you're in business and you're conscious, you're approaching and touching hundreds of people. And so the wave can just keep going. So that's my reason that I'm so excited to introduce you to Zoilita's work, because I think it's part of the missing piece, if not the missing piece to all of this. I can help you do some of the planning and the marketing and all of the branding, but if you don't have the mindset to push through your fears to implement it, it won't happen. And we're at a loss. You're important. Every single person's adventure and gift and creativity is important in the
I
mix.
think that is such a wonderful message to be giving to the world. I think one of the things that I would encourage our viewers to remember is neuroscience.
Uh-huh.
And neuroscience basically tells us that the physical brain, which creates the patterns that affects the mind, when it has traumatic experiences, there are like teeny, teeny lesions in it, which create emotional reactions. But when the physical brain is subject to altered states of consciousness and the right combinations of words and images are used, it becomes like silly putty. So all of those lesions and wrinkles that are creating complexes can be smoothed out.
It's fantastic. And so, but is that a 6-month process, or is it can people see results right away when
They can. So I created some new products that are called neural meditations. They might be the first ones on the market
Uh-huh.
because I have to tell everybody what they are. And what they are open-eyed videos that are combined with processes that I'm leading them through, which rewire the mind. And I have the mindset for prosperity, the mindset for health, the mindset for weight mastery, and the mindset for total success.
Oh, wonderful.
And they're all available on my website. They're on sale until the end of June,
Okay.
50% off, because I just introduced them. And if someone wants to buy them, when they get to checkout, they just write my name in small letters in the coupon section. And so that's ZOILITA, and they'll get 50% off.
And are these on Mindset for Success?
They are. There's a special category that says neuro meditations.
Oh, great. So are those like the prosperity one, is that the same soundtrack as what you have for
On
your
the MP3?
on your MP3s?
No,
Oh, it's different. Ah.
it's different because I'm using really principles of neuroscience to combine those images with my words to create transformation of the mind.
More magic, huh? Oh,
It
that's
is magic. It's the magic of your mind.
right, right. Well, and why not use it to share your gifts? I mean, that's the whole thing. Is it's time. It feels
Yes.
like 2020 is going to be a very important year for, at least in my sense, of as much of this work to get out to really help each other be empowered. And that Zoilita's work, whether you get her MP3s or this new technique, the neuro meditations, or her mindset class, or you'll see that it's fast tracking you. And with your intention and your determination to use the products, you have to use them.
You have to use
buy them. They won't help you if you're just on your hard drive.
yes. But the effects are cumulative because the mind actually exists in layers like onions. And so the more that you expose the mind to positive reprogramming, the more that positive reprogramming begins to open up more and more heart space and allow deeper connection to source energy.
So Zoilita, I've always known that the heart's the brain's here, but there's also a brain in your heart and in your dantian. And so what you're saying is that this actually connects the heart and the head.
Yes.
Wonderful. And then the gut may be that brain may be, once you release the fears and those traumas from your childhood, that may be the circuitry that's all reconnected.
I think a lot of the trauma of childhood is held in the guts.
I do too.
And I think it interferes with the assimilation of positive energy. So a lot of people that have symptoms going on in their intestinal tract, it really has to do with traumatic experiences that are stopping the normal processes of the body.
So, but what I like about this is that it isn't, it's smooth and soft way to change it. It's not, so there are lots of ways to go through trauma. And I don't want to talk about I'm working on a wonderful project that I'm not ready to talk about yet, but he's also working on childhood trauma and a way to leave it, to release it. But it's when you do the shamanic type of route, it can be pretty drastic. It's not a calm and easy and soft way to do it. Whereas your way of doing it is bringing it's it's a softer, more step by step. It's almost like your mind and your soul gets to pick how much it can take time after time, so it's not a big shattering.
I think we can grow through wisdom and we can grow through woe. And I think that accessing wisdom
Yes.
allows us to take the path that is, in a way, shortcuts. You know, I
Right.
have to admit, I'm an Aries. And so as an Aries, I like quick, effective, efficient.
Okay. Well, so Guy's on here too, and Zach has more, but Guy says for blocks blasting, check the clears with Jade Raider. Jade has a modality called clear that I love also, and especially good for they're quick 8 to 10 minute audios that help you address one aspect. And so, like for instance, if you had inflammation. There was a clear for inflammation. And then it says, and then go full speed into Zoilita's courses. That's what Guy is saying. So,
Well, thank you, Guy.
yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
So in the neural meditations, when I do the clearing processes, I use visual images of fireworks.
Oh.
The patterns of fireworks going on in the brain is very effective for clearing thought patterns and beliefs.
Is it also because it's light?
It's light, explosions of light in the brain.
Yep, that's so cool. So why don't we, since I interrupted you about the 3 tips for mindset, would you go back and reiterate the first
I
step
will.
for me?
All right.
I kind of got us off topic. I apologize, but I wanted to get Zach is in the conversation.
Okay. So we got 3 M's. You follow these 3 M's and they will really help you in all areas of life and business.
Okay.
The first one is maintain an optimistic attitude.
Okay.
Optimists can actually live up to 15 years longer than pessimists.
Wow.
If you look at all other factors, optimists are less likely to get catastrophic illnesses. They are more likely to recover easier for them. So that foundation piece is really in attitude. Attitude controls your latitude. So the more that you have a positive attitude, the more that you will feel uplifted.
That's why
Wake up and be awesome. The next one is manage your inner dialogue. It doesn't matter as much what happens to you as what you tell yourself about it. And so the more that you listen to that dialogue, if you hear voices in your head, likely it does not mean you're crazy. Okay, in a few cases it does, but in most cases it means you are self-aware. And once you hear that dialogue, you have the ability to manage it. Don't say anything to yourself that you wouldn't say to the most treasured person in your life. And then the last one is maximize your mind power. Learn to do self-hypnosis, focus on creating conscious patterns and visualizations in your mind. Use the power of your mind to connect with your heart and to get what you want in the world.
Beautiful.
Those are the 3 M's.
Thank you. Well, and I think this is so important because the victimization feeling that so many people have can be released pretty easily by changing your mindset and starting to work on self-love. So that's another question. it seems like a lot of the teachers right now are working or suggesting that people work on self-love as far as once as the way to start, because everything inside is represented outside. Is that also a technique that you use with your coaching?
Almost every single one of my clients, I put on a self-esteem program, because you can only get in the world what you think you deserve.
Ah,
You have the greatest talent in the world, but if you don't think you deserve to win, you shoot yourself in the foot as you cross the finish line. So
ah.
that core of worth and value and natural confidence is really essential to anything else that you do above it.
Wow. Okay. Well, and so that's what people are calling self-love, like the Louise Hay mirror talk. My coach, Kellen Fluckinger, uses that too. He suggests that you talk to yourself for 5 minutes in the mirror every morning. Just
Mhm.
tell yourself you love. And what happens is, if you can get in that space, your eyes soften. It's amazing the difference in how you show up for
Mhm.
people. It's really amazing.
It is, absolutely. I think another good time is right before you go to sleep at night, because the last things that you think about as you go to sleep tend to circulate and become amplified during the dream world.
So Zoilita, the other thing I wanted to ask real quick is, I have always been fascinated with accelerated learning, because I like teaching just like you, and I studied back. I think starting in the 80s, I started studying that there were Russian scientists that had perfected accelerated learning, and they were using that during the Cold War because Russia couldn't keep up with the US, but they could get their spies to speak other languages really quickly because they had figured out accelerated learning.
Mhm.
And you don't hear much about that anymore. Are you experienced with that? And what do you think
So
about
I took a lot of courses many years ago in things having to do with accelerated learning, in
that?
speed reading and comprehension, in the ability to assimilate information at higher levels and integrate it. And again, it really has to do with the power of focus, the power of intention, and the utilization of mind power.
Right.
Focus is just an incredible thing, because usually your mind is thinking about, well, I have to go pick up the cleaning, and oh yeah, I need to put more tea in my cup, and oh, this is a little too hot. So all of those thoughts divert energy. The more that you can bring your attention into a focus point, the more you can utilize your mind to do super learning. I think
Right.
a quick, easy technique, though, is to create a bullseye in
Uh-huh.
the frontal lobe of the brain
Uh-huh.
and then put it through the colors of the rainbow,
Oh, okay.
holding each of the colors for a minimum of 30 seconds, better 60.
Okay.
And then what you're doing is you're activating the intuitive center of the mind. You're also stimulating the executive center of the mind. And using those two things together allows you to learn information much faster.
Perfect. Perfect. Thank you. That sounds fantastic. I know I'm going to want to re-listen to this already. It's like I can't take notes while I'm talking to you.
Yeah.
I love your work. Thank you so much. So you had mentioned before that you would be willing to put us through a short process. First, I want to tell you that Zach says great stuff, a very feature-rich interview. He likes
Thank
it.
you.
And he says optimists are more likely to be killed by pessimists. That was a joke.
That was a joke. Especially before the pessimists have had their morning coffee.
No, it just seems like it's so heavy. It feels light when we talk about it, actually the light from the sun and all the energy from it, all of that is, Guy just put, I like going through the colors of the rainbow. He really liked that process. So thank you. But
Good.
Guy, stay tuned. Because Guy's from across the pond somewhere. So stay tuned, please, because Zoilita's going to put us through a process. And I hope everyone enjoys it. So are we closing our eyes or?
So the very best thing to do, unless you have something that's just a beautiful art object, like that beautiful vase you have behind you, is
Nobody can
close
see
your
it
eyes.
but you. They can't see it, but you.
Okay, so let's just have everyone just close their eyes for a few moments. And take in a long, deep breath in through the nose, let it out through the mouth. Take in another long, deep breath in through the nose. Let it out through the mouth. Take in another breath in through the nose. And as you exhale now, you unwind, you let go, and you breathe. Find the rhythm of your breath. Find the rhythm. The in-breath is life and vitality. The out-breath is tension and stress. Find the rhythm. I'm going to count backwards now from 10 to 1. And each descending number takes you to a deeper place, takes you to a deeper space. 10, 9, 8, go deeper now. 7, 6, 5, go deeper still. 4, 3, 2, 1, you are there now. The right place right now. Now begin to relax. Allow ripples of relaxation to flow down the body as you relax your scalp now. Your forehead, your jaw. Let the jaw drop now. Relaxing the neck and the shoulders, relaxing the arms and the hands. Taking deep breaths into the chest. And as you exhale, sink down deeper now. Relaxing the hips and the thighs, the knees, the calves, the feet, the toes. Your body knows, your body knows. Begin now to relax all of your internal organs, every cell now, every gland now. Every organ is operating in a rhythmic and healthy way as you go deeper now, as you go deeper now. Now, in a moment, I'm going to ask you to begin to imagine. Begin to imagine that directly above your head, about 18 inches, is a golden sun. This sun is a symbol for and a connector to that universal sun, that higher sun. The golden light of the golden sun is only healthy rays. And the golden light begins to flow down smoothly and evenly, washing down into you, washing away all gray, filling you with light now. And the light flows into the soles of the feet and the arches, the complex bones on the top of the feet, the calves, the knees, the thighs, waves of light now. And as the light flows into you, it lights up light inside of you. Already inside of you, there is light. Take a breath, go deeper now. The light flows up into the intestinal tract and the stomach, the heart and the lungs. Waves of light. It flows into the face now, the jaw, the cheeks, the ears, the eyes. The mind is filled with light now. The light of healing, the light of self-love, the light of worth and value. The light flows up the physical spine into the physical brain now. Take a breath now, go deeper now, go deeper now. The light flows into the chakras and spins the chakras in golden light now. Now, if your body were the face of the clock, the chakras spin clockwise. The light flows out the top of the head and spins through the aura in golden light. You have worth and value. It comes from inside of yourself. You love and you value who you are. You believe in your own destiny. Good things just come to you. You deserve them. You deserve them. You make the right choices at the right time. Everything in life works out. Take a moment and imagine that happening now. You are excellent, worthwhile, and valuable. Your life has purpose and meaning. Let it be so now. Let it be so. And every day, in every way, shifting and changing from inside. Every day, in every way, finding the best part of you to live in the world. Just let it be so. Let it be so. Now, all of these suggestions and all others for your highest good are amplified 10 times by this moment of my silence. My silence begins now. This process is integrating body, mind, spirit, and emotions. And in a moment, you'll come back to ordinary reality. You will feel your own excellence, and that excellence will flow easily and effortlessly from you into the world. I'm getting ready to come back now, counting to 5. When I say 5, wide awake, feeling great in here and now. Remembering everything you need to know. 1, take a deep breath into the body. 2, letting yourself fill that body, claim your body. 3, moving fingers and toes, feeling life flowing through you. 4, getting ready to open the eyes. And 5, opening the eyes. Come fully present in here and now.
I love it. Thank you.
Everyone can go in the world and make the world a better place, and let it begin with you.
Oh, thank you so much. Well, Zoilita, I'm going to show your website again. So if you were as mesmerized by Zoilita's voice as I am, I was out. I love the work you do. Thank you so much. And I hope everyone that's in my audience, I'll be sharing this around. If you find that this is valuable, if you would consider sharing it as well.
I'll share it all over.
Yeah, well, I meant the audience too.
Oh, okay.
You and I can share it all over, but if there's other people that you think would benefit, this is tipping point time. I think 2020 is going to be very important. So the most loving thing you could do for everyone is to share and help them see their own light. And this is a good start. And thank you so much. That was so generous. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll see each other again soon, I'm sure. I'm
All
sure.
right.
Thank you, Zoilita. So, bye, everyone. We're going to sign off of Conscious Business Zone. And again, we'll see you on Thursday again. But please share this. Thank you. Thank you.
Bye-bye.